Hi there and welcome back to the channel. Today, we'll explore a sci-fi anime movie called Appleseed. This movie follows the story of a young soldier named Yunan in her quest to save the human race from extinction. Before we dive in, there are spoilers ahead, so viewers, beware. The movie starts with the audience getting transported in the middle of a deserted city. Yunan Newt, a young soldier, and her teammates gear up for battle against cyborgs. However, the cyborgs get to them one by one. She tries to fight them, only to be stopped by her ex-boyfriend, who is now a cyborg himself, and taken to Olympus. Once Yunan wakes up, she and her ex-boyfriend Briareos get reacquainted, and Hitomi tells Yunan that the global war is now over. Olympus, a futuristic city filled with half-humans and half-clones, called bioroids, now governs the entire world. Sometime in the night, we get a glimpse of the three different factions under the Olympus government. One is led by Prime Minister Athena, a first-generation bioroid. She is apparently behind Yunan Newt's ambush and tasks Night to keep a watchful eye over Yunan. We cut to another scene where a man enters a strange facility. This man, Hades, checks out the progress of a cyborg army an engineer is making. Both are working under General Edward Uranistron III, head of the Olympus Army, another faction in the city. Lastly, we are introduced to the Council of Elders, who are made up of elderly people. They contact Gaia, an AI that watches over the city from a building called Tartaros. The next day, Hitomi picks up Yunan, and as they travel together, Yunan realizes they're being followed. A chase ensues, with Hitomi's car getting sliced in half. Having no other choice, Yunan confronts their attackers, but they're too strong for her to handle. Before she gets choked to death, Briareos turns up with a gun and shoots one of the assailants in the head. He jumps from his vantage point and fights them off with the gun. That is, until one of the cyborg women slices up his gun. He fights with the attacker mano a mano, but before he can finish it off, it slices itself. The head rolls towards Yunan and tells her the seal surrounding the Appleseed must never be unlocked before it gets shot by Briareos. Hitomi and Yunan greet the Council of Elders cheerily, as if they haven't been attacked earlier. Hitomi presents Yunan to the council, and they gather around her singing praises of her beauty. The council lets her know that the bioroids were created from the DNA of Carl Newt, Yunan's late father. Meanwhile, Hades greets Uranus as he arrives via helicopter, and the two seem to be plotting a war with the bioroids. Back in the council, Yunan is introduced to Gaia, an AI with no emotions or capacity for human sentiment. The will of Olympus is decided between Gaia and the seven elders, and through their conversations, they set Olympus on its proper path. Further explanation from the elders reveal that bioroids are unable to reproduce, so they have to undergo periodic life extensions or else they die rapidly. After a rigorous training exercise, Yunan joins SWAT, a counter-terrorism organization. The next day, Yunan operates a Landmate, a cyborg-like battlesuit that can be operated by humans. An alarm warns the entire building that unidentified Landmates have infiltrated the Bioroid Care Center. The SWATs are deployed for reinforcements, including Yunan in the Landmate. The SWAT confront the attackers, and a fight ensues. Yunan and Briareos almost succeed in capturing one of the assailants, but it knocks Briareos over as it speeds away. In the aftermath of the fight, the building is burned, and Athena sees all the third-generation bioroids, including the DNA for life extension, destroyed. Athena orders Tartaros and Daedalus to be sealed, ensuring that no one gets close to something called a D-tank. Meanwhile, Hitomi faints and Yoshi, the engineer for Yunan's Landmate, realizes that she was due for her life extension procedure 3 days ago. Meanwhile, Athena calls for a meeting to quell the fears of all bioroids in Olympus. At the meeting, she is questioned by Uranus about her intentions as to why she sealed off Tartaros and Daedalus. Athena reiterates that it's necessary to tighten security in order to protect Gaia. An elder from the council intervenes before Uranus and Athena get into a squabble, and says that the attack was an attempted bioroid genocide. As a way to mitigate the effects of the incident, the council has decided to restore the reproductive functions of the bioroids, ensuring the continuation of their lineage. Uranus asks how will they restore the function if the original data has been destroyed, but the elder reveals the existence of Appleseed, which will enable bioroids to create and evolve into a new race of man in Olympus. Elsewhere, Dunan sees Hitomi in a sleep chamber in order to preserve her life. It's now up to Dunan to get the apple seed before Hitomi ages into an old woman. She has 24 hours to fulfill this mission, not just for Hitomi, but for every bioroid in existence. Athena finally introduces herself to Dunan and offers to help Dunan with the mission. A team formed by soldiers and headed by Dunan and Briareos manage to infiltrate the building where bioroids are created. In their quest for the apple seed, Dunan activates a holographic recording where she sees a young Athena and Dr. Gilliam, the creator of the bioroids. While watching the recording, Dunan recognizes Dr. Gilliam as her mother and that apple seed was given to her. Dunan unloads her gun's barrel to reveal the pendant containing apple seed. The army suddenly appears at the same building and surround Dunan's team. As it turns out, a member of their team betrayed them and informed Hades' team of their whereabouts. Hades taunts Dunan and her team, even revealing that Briareos aided the attack in the Bioroid Care Center by intentionally letting the landmate hit him and escape that one time. Hades points a gun at Dunan, but is saved by her teammates. She and Briareos are able to escape at the expense of one soldier's life, and they get to the rooftop where Dunan confronts Briareos. He demands to be given the pendant in order to save Dunan's life, but of course, Dunan refuses, saying it's hers to protect just like her mother did. Hades catches up to them, with Uranus right behind him. Uranus tells Dunan that his goal is to control the legislature at Olympus, destroy the D-Tank, and get rid of the bioroids who he thinks is about to control the entire human race. Dunan refuses once more, and Briareos tries to reason with Uranus by saying that Athena is on their side. He further explains that the bioroid's existence was created to safeguard humanity itself. Briareos goes on a tangent and says that the elders have manipulated the army into wanting to destroy the D-Tank. Hades has different plans though and shoots Briareos and reveals that he has always hated Dunan's father for getting him kicked out of the Layswat, which is why he's made it his mission to kill every bioroid. He opens fire on Dunan, but Briareos shields her and the pair jump out of harm's way. Before they're fully in the clear, Dunan fires a single shot and it hits Hades at the center of his forehead, killing him instantly. Briareos is heavily injured, but manages to persuade Dunan to go find the elders. She meets up with Athena and gives her the pendant. With Appleseed, the reproductive functions of bioroids have been activated, and Hitomi is saved. But Dunan's mission isn't over yet as she confronts the Council of Elders for killing her mother. It is revealed that the Council of Elders plan to sterilize humanity because of their unpredictable feelings and to save it from annihilating itself, and replace the human race with bioroids completely. After a lengthy explanation about humanity's need for violence, Dunan comes to the conclusion that the Elders even manipulated Gaia into ensuring the bioroid race to continue. The Elder tries to release the sterilization virus inside the D-Tank, but Athena and Nike beat him to it by destroying the button and render it inactive. Athena reveals that Uranus has surrendered, shocking the Elders. But Athena also knows that the Elders have shut down Gaia and have been acting on their own, meaning that they will soon die since Gaia kept them alive all this time. Before they die, they activate the city's defenses, a bunch of big cyborgs, who then start to march towards Tartaros as a plan B to release the sterilization virus. Night tells Dunan that one shot from their cannons might puncture the virus tank. Hitomi comes to the rescue and tells Dunan that she'll have to disable the city's defense system manually. Briareos arrives and escorts Dunan to the building, and after some difficulty, succeed in getting to the systems box. Dunan tries to enter the password, but encounters a malfunctioning keypad. A cyborg tries to attack Dunan, but Briareos shields her. He almost falls to his death, but Dunan manages to catch him. However, for the sake of her mission, he asks Dunan to let him go. She refuses and notices that the final letter of the password appears on its own. She enters the password just in time to disable the city's fortresses, and she and Briareos reunite with other people back on the ground. The film ends with Dunan narrating that the sins of humanity will get worse, but there's always the slim chance of the next generation learning from their mistakes. She vows to protect the children, the true new race of man. And that concludes Dunan's intense story for the survival of mankind. We hoped you liked this one, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.